I'll fight your brat. Come on, Bobby boy, let's rumble!
That's my purse! I don't know you!
The last week, it's been a lot of thought and consideration to every part of our program, and some things that I feel, moving forward that we need to change. Part of those have been announced. So Josh Heupel and Jay Norvell will not be returning as members of the coaching staff here next year.
But I know deep down inside that all of you Tennessee fans are scared. You're not scared of losing the game. You're scared of winning the game. If Brent Venables fails, that means Oklahoma will need a new head coach. And who's a head coach that's hot right now that has ties to the University of Oklahoma? Y'all know who I'm talking about. Your big boy Josh. We love Josh Heupel.
There's a juice in this building. It is a feeling of promise around this program.
Proud of the Southland band now, and of their famous formation, the Giant T. That'll stretch from midfield into the north end zone, into the Peyton Manning locker room area. The T opens, and on this gorgeous Saturday night, here come the Tennessee Volunteers running through the T.
Oh my goodness. Whoa. Oh, hell no. Fuck, man. Get your ass on, man. Watch your ability to roll, which hits the ground.
Woo! Hype me up. Hype me up. Is finally here. The rematch against Tennessee and Oklahoma that we've all been waiting for. Not necessarily a rematch because it's been a very long time since Tennessee played Oklahoma, dating back almost 10 years ago. We'll get into that momentarily, but this has been a long time coming for Tennessee going into Norman, Oklahoma for vengeance and to reset the narrative. This was such a big game, I've got two hats for this one. Now I've got one. All right. Woo. Oklahoma. Do you guys know Oklahoma sucks? I feel like I don't need to tell you that, considering the fact that, well, if you use something called the eye test, it'll be pretty easy to figure out that Oklahoma ain't no good. Be pretty easy to find that out. And those types of performances couldn't come at a worse time for Oklahoma. Because coming tomorrow to Oklahoma is the Tennessee Volunteers. Oh, the Tennessee Volunteers, we ain't so scared of them. They ain't no good. Remember that one time about 10 years ago when we beat them? Yeah, I'm sure you do. Let's go through a quick history of Oklahoma, shall we? Let's see what they did with that win against Tennessee dating all the way back to 2015. Let's rewind time and see what they've done. Starting at, all the way back in 2015, they go into Knoxville and use Baker Mayfield in one of their best teams of all time to beat Butch Jones in overtime. Good job! What happened after that game, though? Well, they went to the playoffs and then got blasted out of the realm of football by Clemson in the semifinal. And you're going to notice a trend starting with that year. In 2016, they were too bad to get in, so they beat up on a lowly Auburn team to make themselves feel better about it. In 2017, they lost to Georgia in overtime in the Rose Bowl, letting them score 54 points on them. In 2018, they did the same exact thing, well, almost, but they lost to Alabama 45-34, let Alabama put up 45 points and run all over them, and their defense didn't show up to the game. 2019, same thing. Lost to LSU 63-28. Let LSU put up 63 points. Oh, that's the best team of all time in the history of football. Yeah, that's great. Still let LSU put up 63 points on you. Then after that, you're too bad to make it in 2020. Your defense was just too terrible. And then in 2021, the same thing. Your defense was just way too terrible. The same year, year after year after year after year after year, Oklahoma's defense was just so unbelievably bad under Lincoln Riley that they couldn't do anything with it. They couldn't win a major postseason game. And in the last few years that Lincoln Riley was there, they couldn't even make it. So anyway, after Lincoln Riley has another horrific bad performance defensively, he eventually bails Oklahoma and then goes to the West Coast where Southern Cal resides, and which, by the way, I think it's really important to let you know that they look a whole lot better than you currently. But that aside, they bring in Brent Venables in 2022, and my lord, in those 2 years, 2022 and 2023, it seems that they have finally found a defense. But you know what they had to sacrifice for it? Their entire offense. Remember that one time they had players like Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray and Jalen Hurts? Really, really good players. Well, after that, you get a whole bunch of nothing. Their offense couldn't get a first down in any of their games. They looked absolutely terrible offensively. And you go from quarterbacks like those to Jackson Arnold. And this guy, Jackson Arnold, oh my gosh. What did he do? Like throw 3 or 4 picks against Arizona, the best team with the pulse they've played since he started. Blew him out of the water. My gosh. And he hasn't looked much better since. Look at the games he's played. He struggled against teams like Houston and Tulane. Tulane may be a little understandable. I'll let that one slide. But Houston, they were 1 score away from beating you at home. Freaking Houston. Am I supposed to be impressed? Is that supposed to impress me? Wow. Shiver me timbers. Brr. I'm sure you've seen that video of Oklahoma and that wagon that they've got in the pregame where they drive it out there, get the horses and all that. And you've seen the video of it literally tipping over and everybody falling out. By the time Tennessee's done with you, that wagon is going to be flipped upside down outside of the stadium. That's how bad this is going to be for you. Ever since you joined the SEC, you've been in a complete and total letdown. Texas at least knows what they're doing. Look at what they've done so far. My goodness, you are absolutely terrible. Friggin' Houston. Beating Houston by 4 points? That's supposed to be SEC caliber? I don't think so. Seems like you're one of the weaker links in the SEC. Yeah, but we're undefeated, Squidtard! Okay, we'll see how long that lasts when Tennessee comes in there and beats you by 50 points or whatever. Man, this is a complete and total mismatch for you. Jackson Arnold may be one of the better quarterbacks in the SEC now. The only problem is he doesn't have any time to throw the ball. Your offensive line is literally made of Swiss cheese. Complete Swiss cheese. He snaps the ball and he's already sacked. That's how quick the offensive line completely folds under pressure. Any kind of pressure. You can put 3 defensive linemen there and they'll still get through there within half a nanosecond. And that was against defensive lines like Houston and Tulane. Did you know that Tennessee is one of the best defensive lines in the country right now? I feel really bad for Jackson Arnold because of what's going to happen in this game. That D-line is going to completely disembowel him. And you know, one of the funniest things I've heard from Oklahoma fans throughout this week, it doesn't even relate to the game itself. It's like they already know that Tennessee's coming in there to put a gigantic whooping on them, so they've just said, screw it, we're not even going to talk about the game. Instead, we're going to talk about what happens after the game. Y'all already know the story with Josh Heupel. You know, he coached there, and before that, he was a player there, won them a national championship all the way back in 2000. Really, really great story for him. Even our offensive coordinator and our secondary coordinator, they both coached there at one point. Great stuff. What they're talking about with him, and this is absolutely hilarious, by the way. This is absolute comedy. They're saying that if Oklahoma offered Josh Heupel the job to coach there, if Brent Venables ended up not working out, that he would just say, man, this recruiting class at Tennessee that I've built, this program that I've built, this whole administration, this whole coaching staff, screw it all. You know what I should do? I should go over to Norman, Oklahoma. That's where I should go because I played for him once, which means that obviously going to coach for them would be a massive upgrade. No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. There would be a massive downgrade, if anything. As a program, we are beyond you in every capacity known to man. We've got a better recruiting class than you. We've got better players, better coaching, better stadium, better fans. Whole lot of better fans, I'll tell you what. At least we're confident going into this game. You guys have already gotten yourselves ready to jump off a cliff. I mean, sure, flex about the playoff appearance that you had 5 years ago. Congratulations, I guess. I don't know what to tell you. That has nothing to do with the state of your program right now. I'm telling you what, this is all that needs to be known. Nothing else matters. All you need to know is that Oklahoma, you are going to receive the B2A whooping of a lifetime from the Tennessee Volunteers. And if you don't know what B2A means, you'll find out soon enough. Go Vols, baby! I'll see you guys tomorrow. Woo!
And if you feel it,